Surviving the ice storm of a century. I know I can do it, but how do my fish make it with no heat, no electricity, no generator, and sub-zero temperatures for days upon days? Let's find out. Welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. Obviously, we survived the ice storm of the century. I've never seen anything like this in my life. There's still hundreds of thousands of people without electricity, and this storm happened several days ago. In fact, we were out without electricity for over 3 days. This ice built up well over a good 24 hours and may look pretty, but when you hear trees snapping like toothpicks all night long and you lose your power and you have no source of heat because, well, your gas furnace won't work without electricity and you don't have a generator. Now we can bundle up, but how about your tropical fish? They can't bundle up. And I just moved a bunch, and I also bought some. Well, how am I going to heat these? Sure, they're going to make it through an easy 12 hours, but it's sub-zero now. I mean, it's getting really cold. And while some of my tropicals, they don't do so well. And I heat the room, not individual tanks. So now I'm kind of panicking. And, well, okay, they can make it 12, 24, 36, maybe, but without oxygen. See, there's no light in that room, so the plants aren't producing any oxygen. There's no water movement. There's nothing. And some of those tanks, some of my barbs tanks, are very crowded. So what to do? I wasn't really that concerned at first about the goldfish behind me. They're in a pretty big tank, and they could do a little bit of surface breathing if they have to. But I decided I would hook up, being that we still have water, a couple of our old water jugs and, well, let the water trickle in. That way it would aerate and get some water movement. And well, I think it really helped. Obviously, you're not going to feed your fish. But the main thing was, what was I going to do for heat? I don't have, I said, a generator. I don't have a wood stove. We have no heat. The house was really cold. And what I do have is this for candles. I put 4 of those in there. It would heat up. I kept it in my fish room, especially by the tropicals, and that fish room stayed at about 70 degrees with just 4 candles going for well over 2.5 days. I put that on a metal cookie sheet just for extra safety. I was really nervous about leaving candles unattended. I did check it throughout the night as I needed to go and recharge these anyway. So it was every 3 hours or so back out to the car where we got warm and were able to well, recharge these and recharge our phones, which were pretty much useless, being that there was no internet, we had no cell service. It was not fun. You can tell I'm extra tired because we really went through hell for those days, and there's people way worse off than us. But obviously we were concerned about our fish. I mean, we've got 15 tanks, and the vast majority are in the fish room. So we kept the door closed as often as we could, replenished the candles, checked on them. Uh, our CO2 detector will go off. So that's a must-have, and obviously a fire detector because you've got these going. But what we really had to contend with was flooding. We had so much freezing rain and rain that the area was flooding, and we have a sump pump in our house. So the primary goal is if we could borrow a generator, was just to get our sump down to what we could. So we did get a loan on I think the second or third day of a generator for a couple hours where we could hook up our pump, our sump pump, and pump the water out. We were able at one point to turn that off and to boil some water for making a coffee and to making a cup of noodles. Okay, guys, I'll feed you. Relax. And they didn't get fed for a couple of days, so they're a little extra hungry. Um, or were we? But we were, we got through it okay. And like I said, it's something I never want to do again. But getting back to how you can get your fish through it is this is what we came up with. It really worked. Um, for a while, my fish out in under the bar and underneath the stairs where I keep my barb city. I said I did lose a few of those. I was able to put the um, heating unit that I devised there in there for a while, and it brought the temperature back up a bit into the mid 60s because it was in the low 50s in our house and dropping. So yeah, it was not a fun few days, and there's so many people that are still without electricity and heat, and my heart goes out to those. They're good, tough Canadians, obviously, and good, tough Americans that are going through the same in the northern states. Like my friend Jeff Kane, who was without power for 36 hours as well. Um, I'll be anxious to see how he and his fish made out. He's a good guy. If you haven't already following him, make sure you do. Great guy, real salt of the earth. Anyways, back to our story here. I said I did get the water out. I was worried that there was a leak in one of my tanks because my floor was wet, but it was just a crack in the flooring. And with the amount of water underneath and the water pressure was coming up through there, so we were able to dry those up with mops and towels. It was just, well, it was a long few days. Anyways, I just wanted to go through the story with you. Other than a couple fish lost, we did really well. I was happy the way everything worked out. I thank my wife for helping so much. What a great help she was. Both, with doing stuff, charging stuff, and keeping me, up, basically, as in spirits up, because it was, like I said, it was a tough go, and we did it together. Thanks again for everyone for watching. I hope this helps anyone who has to go through this. Maybe some ideas. We will be getting a generator when I can afford it or we can afford it, just so we're not going through this again. Remember to get these. Have some big candles on hand. Get one of these. It will help. Trust me, especially if you have a fish room. Anyways, thanks. See you on the next video. Bye for now.